I found out my fiance cheated during her bachelorette party and I'm planning on leaving. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and follow the podcast. I don't know how to explain any of this. I was basically snooping around last night when I saw her phone go off. It was a message from her friends about the party. I stayed up like one of those stalkers you see on TV, and I've been checking the computer, her Facebook messages with her friends, and found out that she cheated during her bachelorette party. By cheating, I don't mean getting a striptease or something, which I would be okay with. I understand it's a bachelorette party, but she actually gave a stripper a BJ and ended up going home with another guy that night. She has this other guy added on Facebook, but the chat merely consists of a message that says, "Had a good time and it was nice to meet you." The date goes back to the night of the bachelorette party. I have, however, read the messages between her and her friends. They have a small group, and I found out what she'd done there. It all seems as if it was a one-time thing that happened, but I am a mess. I haven't slept all night, and she is headed for work in an hour, so when she wakes up, it's almost 6 a.m. here, I don't know what to do. We were supposed to get married in 3 weeks. I'm thinking of simply packing all of my bags after she goes to work and just leaving the flat. It's her family's flat anyway. We were planning on buying a house together, having kids, and growing old. I feel like I want to throw all of that out the window. I am sitting here smelling like liquor, feeling sloshed and depressed. I don't know why, but I'm more of an angry depressed than a sad depressed. I haven't cried since I found out about all of this. Should I confront her? Should I just get out? Should I hear her side of the story? Honestly, I just want to stomp her out right now, but I don't want to do something irrational. Please help. A mini update to this says, I think I have my mindset on leaving. I will probably do so while she's at work. I really don't know. I feel a lot calmer already. I'm not going to drink or do anything stupid. And so here is the major update. I will try to be as detailed as possible. I have had quite a few private messages regarding what happened, and I got such a big amount of responses, both positive and negative, that I never imagined would have happened. I basically left in the morning to take a smoke. My head was still messed up, but reading all the comments helped me. I can't remember who, but there was one guy who said, the positive thing about all of this is that I found out before I got married, with no children and no attachments. I still don't think she cheated other than this night. Nothing I found indicated anything else. I guess she wanted this to be her last night before settling down or something. I honestly don't know, and I don't care. When I was outside taking a smoke, about 15 to 20 minutes or something after I left, she had woken up. She noticed the drinks out and asked me what I had been up to. Basically came to give me a kiss and a hug. I followed through with it, but honestly felt empty doing it. I didn't want to give her any hints of what I knew. She asked why I had been drinking and why I didn't come to sleep last night. I told her I was just having some nightmares, but everything was fine. I felt detached, like I was watching myself in third person through a TV or something. She asked me if any stress was related to the marriage and the plans, and I just told her something along the lines of, "You know I love you. There is no stress I have for the marriage. How can you be stressed about the best thing in your life?" She got herself done and then she left for work. I basically started packing my most important things, my desktop, my computer, most clothes, and some other things. I planned on leaving things like the furniture, the TV, and the things I really don't care about more than just getting out. I just took the stuff most important to me so that I don't have to return here again. I don't care if she gets the rest. All in all, my stuff added to about 3 or 4 suitcases, I would say. Desktop not included in this. I called and canceled the venue we were supposed to be having the wedding at. Apparently they take 15% of the money for canceling so early because we were having such a big event. I told them it's fine, and I really don't care at this point. I also saved screenshots of everything and have taken them with me. Around 1 p.m. I called a taxi and went to stay at a hotel about 100 kilometers away from my city. I didn't leave any notes or pictures at home. I just left. I am planning on leaving to stay with a really close friend who lives in a town about 300 kilometers away, but I just needed the alone time in the hotel to think everything through and process what has happened. Around 3:30 p.m. my phone starts getting spammed with calls from my ex-fiancé. Around 3:50 I start getting calls and messages from her sister, her friends, her parents, my parents, and a few of our mutual friends. The only person I called back was my dad and my mom. I have a huge trust for my parents. I basically spilled the beans and told them a nicer story about what happened. I asked my dad not to say anything and also asked my mother not to say anything. I told them it's ended, it's over, and that I won't be getting married anymore. I also told them not to tell anyone about what I told them. I trust them a lot, so I'm sure they didn't say anything. I didn't tell them exactly what happened, just that I found out she wasn't being loyal to me. I didn't think giving details would help anyway. Anyway, around 5 p.m. my dad calls me back and is telling me my ex-fiance is completely hysterical and has basically broken down, completely not understanding what is going on. I just told my dad not to intervene and that I need some alone time now. I basically just shut my phone down and I have been staying silent ever since, like a ghost. I've been sleeping for a little, I went to the pool here at the hotel, and I've been just taking it easy. I don't know if I should respond to them now or if I should wait some more. Her sister knew about what happened at the bachelorette party. I have the text to prove it. She even laughed about it and told her not to feel guilty because it's a bachelorette party and that women should just go all in on this night. I am seriously considering replying to the sister with just an image of the conversation where she is telling her this. Now it's 10 p.m. soon. So there are two final small updates. The first one says, since I still get messages asking what happened, I will leave this here. Yes, I did send the proof to her sister, the part where the sister is talking about it. I have not received any call or message from the sister. My phone is still blowing up with calls and messages from my ex-fiance. I haven't read any of them though, yet. I'm thinking of answering or something, but I don't know what to say or what to do. I might make another post later today so I can update everyone with what has happened. And then lastly, the final small update to this whole thing says, I might go for a vacation or something, I don't know yet. I will just shortly explain that I really feel like Neo in the Matrix dodging bullets in slow motion. However, instead of dodging bullets, I have dodged a floozy wife, unwanted children with this wife, endless fights, and tons of depression. I honestly feel a lot better knowing that my life will get better. Shortly said about her, she has broken down and is begging me to take her back. So is her sister and her friends. They also came up with the worst excuse of what actually happened. I don't believe them for 2 seconds. During the day, I contacted the co-owner of my business and I let him know the full story. He told me to take as much time as I need and even advised me to head off to a vacation. This guy's a childhood friend of mine. I don't trust anyone as much as him. My plans have changed a bit. I am staying in this hotel for another few days and then perhaps moving on to the friend I was supposed to go to. I called him up and let him know I want to head off somewhere, perhaps a trip to somewhere nice, another country or something. It's still not all 100% decided yet, but I know I will be leaving for somewhere. He said he would be up for joining me if he could during the upcoming week since he is still on holiday from his work. We will see how that turns out. Later in the day, I responded to my wife. The calls keep coming in less frequently since I sent that message to her sister. I had this gut feeling that she was going to come up with an excuse of some sort. I picked up the phone and the first thing I hear is a torn up voice, if you can say that in English. I could hear she had been crying all day and was in a messed up state. She kept begging me to come back, that there is an explanation to everything and that she loves me. She said I have misunderstood the entire situation. I could hear her sister and someone else in the background. I don't know who the other person was, maybe her friend. Anyway, I told her to explain it to me right then and there. She said because I only see a small part of the conversation that it's all been misunderstood, that I should come back home, that she loves me, and that I have taken a rational decision to leave without any real reason. During the entire conversation, I was just giving really short, empty answers in a cold way like, yeah, okay, what? Explain it to me. After she told me it's all a misunderstanding, I told her to call me back in 10 minutes and to check Messenger. After I hung up, I sent her the entire conversation with a ton of screenshots, not all of them, but most of the important ones. It didn't take 2 minutes for her to call back, crying hysterically, saying she's sorry for everything, that she wants to die rather than to lose me. She said she was forced by her friends and her sister to have fun one last time, that she needed to let all the energy out before stepping into a marriage for life. I was just quiet during most of it. The more I didn't talk and just said, okay, the more she was crying. She started telling me that I can sleep with other women if I want to get back at her, or that she will tell everyone about what she did so I can take her back, that she will do anything it takes for me to come back, and that this was a mistake of her life, and that she hates her sister and friends for this. I told her sleeping with other women was not something I needed, because the moment I met her and started loving her, she was the only woman that I needed. I didn't need to meet or sleep with someone to know The best thing of my life was waiting at home. The sister was telling her stuff in the background. I couldn't hear. I don't know what the sister was telling her or if she was getting angry at her or something. She kept begging me, and I just told her if she comes clean to her parents and her family, I will think about it. After that, she started saying something, but I just hung up. For like half an hour, my phone goes silent without much response, and her father calls me up and apologizes for everything. He and his wife know what happened now, and he is so sorry for all of this. He told me he understands how I feel and that he didn't raise his daughter to do this. He said he understands if I don't want to see her again, but that I will always be welcome to him and that I am a good guy. His wife basically then steals/takes the phone from him and tells me she did a mistake and she regrets it and it will never happen again and that we can move forward from this. She tells me her daughter has never been this destroyed before. I politely tell her I appreciate her opinion and then I say I have to go and goodbye. My ex-fiance calls me back and begs me again, saying she told her parents and also sent a text message to her friends, our mutual friends, about what happened. She then keeps crying, asking me when I will come back to speak with her, and saying we can even go to counseling and that she will pay for everything. She kept apologizing on the phone, and I didn't say much. After some time, I just told her not to cry, that she shouldn't be apologizing because single women like herself are allowed to do these things, and I hope she finds Mr. Right. She starts crying even harder, and her sister takes the phone and says sorry and tells me everything can be fixed and that I said I would take her back now that she told everyone what she did. I told the sister I only said I would think about it, and now that I have realized I dodged a bullet and wish her and her sister the best. She then tells me her sister is turning into a dangerous situation of wanting to unlive herself because of all of this, and that this is going to lead into a depression that can take her life. The only thing I said after she told me that was, well, it's a good thing you are close to her so you can make sure she doesn't do that to herself. Maybe take her to a doctor or something. After this, I just hung up. My phone has been blowing up with messages from everyone, mutual friends, her and her sister saying sorry and basically begged me to come back. I don't plan on responding. I honestly feel a lot better right now, like I can move on. I will be going for a vacation this upcoming week, I think. If something more happens, I'll let you guys know. I don't know when I feel okay to start dating/meeting women again, but we will see. My best friend, the co-owner of my company, hired someone to take care of the company for us and also booked a month-long vacation for the both of us. I am so lucky to have such a good person in my life, and I hope you are all able to find a friend like this. I would do the same for him. He's been a friend since we were kids, and if I lost all other people, I know he would be there for me. So a big thanks to him. Man, this is really devastating, but as he's already pointed out, it is a good thing that if this was going to happen in general, that he knew before entering into a lifelong commitment with this other person. I mean, what would have happened if he didn't find this out? Would she have just taken this to the grave? Would have all of her friends and her sister just taken this to the grave, all knowing what has happened with not just one guy, but two guys here in the same night? It is kind of crazy that she's able to dissociate herself to that degree where it's almost like it didn't even happen at all until she's directly confronted with reality. It seems like in a lot of these stories, the person that's in the wife's position, the cheater, somehow is able to operate as if it doesn't exist until it is totally unavoidable, which is strange because it's not a personal secret. It's something that this whole group of people know about. Somehow I don't think the takeaway from this is going to be don't cheat or don't do this to someone you care about, but it's probably going to be hide this better. I am really glad that he does have this friend to help him through this, and he does have parents he can count on, because a lot of people don't have someone like that in their life, and they don't have parents like that either. Doesn't make things magically better, but it sure helps. It really makes you think, if she's willing to have all these concessions in order to have him stay with her, then why would she do it in the first place? I mean, he did give her a chance to explain. She says, come back home and explain it. And he says, no, explain it to me right now on the phone. And there was no real explanation. She was going to keep on lying about it until he sent her all of the documentation that he had, which is kind of sad that it even had to come to that in the first place. I'm just surprised that he was even able to keep his composure that very first night when he went out to smoke the cigarette and she came up to him and he had to pretend like everything was fine. Some of the people that respond to this are pointing out that this kind of stuff happens all the time, that bachelorette parties are just crazy like this, but That's not really something I've heard of. Maybe you guys can let me know if you think this is common or not, but there's a difference between what he says he's okay with here, which is her getting dances from these dancers, versus her going out and fulfilling her carnal desires all the way to the point that he got. If these acts themselves weren't enough to convince the OP that he should just get out of the situation, the way that her and her sister tried to manipulate things all the way up to the very, very bitter end is the final confirmation that you need. If she's willing to lie about something so serious, so convincingly, and have people coordinate with her in order to make it seem like it's real, her conviction that she didn't do anything wrong, then you can only imagine what things would be like in the future with other situations, cheating or otherwise. I really feel for the guy. I hope he's all right. I hope none of you guys have been in a situation like this, but if you have, let me know down below in the comments if you'd like to share. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on and follow the podcast linked down below in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.